Dear BioWare, hi, it's me, Austin. I'm writing to you today because I've been thinking a lot. What have I been thinking about? The Reapers. You remember the Reapers. They're the colossal robot squid monsters that serve as the primary antagonists of the Mass Effect franchise. Specifically, I was thinking about what makes them scary. Because if I can be real for a second, the Reapers scare the ever-loving shit out of me. Lovecraftian, imperceivable, seemingly omnipotent progenitor robots who are capable of wiping out an entire species without fail for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years. That's the shit of nightmares. They're like giant meteors that could be hurling undetected toward our planet as we speak, ready to blink us out of existence along with everything we know and love, erasing every song ever written and every love story ever told. But that's not the only thing that makes them utterly terrifying to me, BioWare. In fact, it's almost the secondary characteristic. Being able to destroy all you've ever known and loved is pretty much the standard operating procedure for video game antagonists. Sauron, Doomsday, blah blah, the list goes on, but no, the truly horrifying aspect of the Reapers is their indoctrination technology. You remember indoctrination. It's the ability the Reapers have to brainwash organic life forms like you and me by mere proximity, turning them, us, into unwilling slaves bent toward doing their will. It can be used to devastating effect to sow chaos by directing sabotage, creating sleeper agents, spies, and outright armies to oppose those who try to resist the Reapers in their ultimate goal of harvesting all living beings. It's never explained exactly how this is done in the games. It's presumed that there's some sort of sound or signal that surrounds the Reapers that reprograms humans and their friends' brains to behave differently and see friend as foe and foe as friend. Unwilling enslavement and brainwashing, robbing you of your consent and turning you into an impassioned warrior and zealot who actively works against your own species and well-being. That's the shit of nightmares. Thankfully, this technology is completely and totally absurd. I think. It is, right? That's what I thought too. Or at least that's what I told myself at night to help myself sleep. But the truth? Well, the truth is far, far more terrifying than that. The most iconic thing about the Reapers, aside from their size and colossal bad breath, is their sound. It weighs down on you like an oppressive boulder between your shoulders when they arrive, letting you know that daddy's home and it's time to hide under the bed. Could this sound be the way the Reapers indoctrinate people? I know, it's stupid. Sound waves changing the way you think and feel. But what if it's not stupid? In the 1960s, French scientist Vladimir Gavreau discovered something called infrasounds, which are sound waves of 20 hertz or below, at the very threshold of human perception and lower. He became interested in them when he and his lab assistants started spontaneously bleeding from the ears from sounds that they were creating by shaking lab equipment, and that is just the beginning. British lecturer Vic Tandy discovered that infrasounds in a supposedly haunted Warwick castle were actually at the right frequency to resonate with one's eyeball, causing hallucinations and ghost sightings. The cause? A ventilation fan. Dozens of ghost sightings explained in an instant to be caused by the feebleness of our own bodies and its inability to tell the difference between sound waves jostling our eyeballs and actual ghosts. He then published a book on the phenomenon titled The Ghost in the Machine. But those are just weird physical experiences. It's a pretty far leap from some low frequency sound is making me hear and see blobs to I will actively destroy everything I used to hold dear for our robot overlords. Well, that's because I'm not even close to being done yet. In 2003, Dr. Richard Lord and other researchers in the United Kingdom held an infrasound concert for 700 people and discovered that low-frequency infrasounds at 17 hertz with a high enough volume made people feel uneasy, fearful, paranoid, and even have the sensation of someone pressing down on their chest. Just sounds that you can't even fucking hear, sowing chaos and fear in our very, very real world. In fact, humans have a long history of being emotionally affected and manipulated by sound and music, from war drums in ancient times spurring men to victory and their enemies to fear, to Igor Stravinsky's Rite of Spring, which was so challenging to audiences at the time that it's said that at its first showing, the crowd found it so unsettling that they burst into a riot and the ballet had to be canceled. And study after after study has found that music we hear affects our perception of the world around us. What remains unclear at the end of the day is why. Why do sounds affect our emotions? Why does happy music make us happy? How do we know what happy music even is? Why do discordant sounds make us feel a sense of unease to the point that we're willing to fight about it? Why can sounds we don't even hear push us to the edges of sanity and make it possible to fucking see ghosts? Nobody has an idea, but the truth is that sound waves affect us on a deeper level than any of us could possibly understand. Is that trumpeting of the super advanced Reapers just them communicating with one another when they land on planets to better coordinate? Is it just intimidation? Or are these sounds very specifically designed to shake us to the core of who we are, reprogramming the way we think on a fundamental level? Is it really that much of a leap from infrasounds make you see things to infrasounds are zipping straight to your hippocampus, overloading your limbic system, and switching your human version of IFF so your mom is now secretly plotting against you and the Reapers are your only hope? Our brains function a lot like wet analog computers, and they're incredibly open to suggestion and perception adjustment. Just look at recreational drugs and mental illnesses like paranoid schizophrenia. The terrifying truth is that we tell ourselves that things like Reaper indoctrination technology is a science fiction fabrication, when in reality, there's far more science suggesting that a technically advanced Lovecraftian horror from beyond subtly manipulating our nervous systems into their little organic computer drones is a much more realistic technological feat than faster than light travel. It's something we've observed in our real world, can't be stopped by tinfoil hats, and how it works is completely beyond our understanding. And all it would take is this. Sincerely, Austin. P.S. You've just learned that it may be possible that infrasound can create feelings of dread, horror, and anxiety by their mere presence. So, it's time that I let you know that for this entire video, I've had a 17 Hertz infrasound tone on loop for the entire video. Let me know how you feel down in the comments. Thank you for watching my video on the Reapers! If you like this video, please like it! It makes me feel so good! And if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to it! And also you can follow me on Twitter at ARHorrigan and follow Shoddycast at @Shoddycast. I'd like to throw out a personal thank you to our Patreon supporters who make this show possible and make every show we do possible and make The Storyteller possible, which is finally coming back really soon. I have seen little clips from it, it looks really good. Yeah, that's it. I'll see ya. Bye.